Hiking can be a deeply fulfilling activity, offering a connection with nature, a sense of adventure, and often a peaceful retreat from the hustle and bustle of daily life. However, sometimes these tranquil paths can lead to encounters that are anything but serene. Here are 5 true, spine-chilling tales from hikers who have experienced the terror lurking in the wilderness. 1. The Whispering Woods of Pennsylvania. The Appalachian Trail is famous for its breathtaking scenery and challenging routes. However, a particular section in Pennsylvania is notorious for the unnerving experiences of those who traverse it. Known among locals as the Whispering Woods, this part of the trail has a dark reputation. The tale of Sarah and Mark. Sarah and Mark, experienced hikers from New York, decided to tackle this section during their summer vacation. They set up camp near a picturesque clearing, planning to rest before continuing their hike. As night fell, an eerie stillness settled over the woods. The usual sounds of wildlife were absent, replaced by an unsettling silence. Around midnight, Sarah was awakened by the faint sound of whispering. She initially thought it was the wind, but the whispers grew louder and seemed to be circling their tent. She nudged Mark awake, and they both listened in fear as the whispers turned into clear voices, speaking in an unknown language. Terrified, they huddled together, trying to ignore the voices. When morning finally came, they packed up hastily and left, later learning that other hikers had reported similar experiences in the Whispering Woods. Some locals believe it's the spirits of long-lost travelers who never made it out. 2. The Phantom of Mount Katahdin. Mount Katahdin in Maine is a popular destination for adventurous hikers, but it's also home to one of the most haunting tales in hiking folklore: the disappearance of Jim Bradley. In the fall of 2002, Jim Bradley, an avid hiker and outdoor enthusiast, set out to conquer Mount Katahdin alone. He was well prepared and experienced, but he never returned. A massive search effort was launched, but no trace of Jim was ever found. Several years later, in 2010, a group of hikers reported seeing a lone figure at the summit. The figure waved at them before vanishing into thin air. The hikers, puzzled and frightened, described the figure as matching Jim's description down to the same red jacket he was wearing when he disappeared. Despite extensive searches, Jim's body was never found, and his ghostly appearance remains a mystery. 3. The Haunted Cave of the Pacific Crest Trail. Stretching from the Mexican border to Canada, the Pacific Crest Trail offers some of the most diverse and beautiful landscapes in the United States. Yet, amidst its beauty, there are dark places that have left hikers with chilling stories. The Encounter of Laura Simmons. Laura Simmons, a solo hiker, was traversing a remote section of the trail in Oregon when she decided to take shelter in a cave for the night. She was aware of the local legend about the haunted cave, but dismissed it as mere superstition. That night, Laura was awakened by a cold breeze and the feeling of being watched. As she peered into the darkness, she saw the faint outline of a man standing at the cave's entrance. He was motionless, and his eyes seemed to glow in the dark. Paralyzed with fear, Laura closed her eyes, hoping it was a dream. When she opened them again, the figure was gone. The next morning, she left the cave at first light, still shaken by the experience. Other hikers have since reported similar sightings, leading to the belief that the cave is haunted by the spirit of a miner who died there in the 1800s. 4. The Beast of Big Sur. Big Sur, California, is known for its stunning coastline and rugged trails. It's also known for something much more sinister: the sightings of the shadow creature. Several hikers have reported seeing a large, shadowy figure lurking in the forests of Big Sur. Descriptions of the creature vary, but most agree that it is tall, humanoid, and moves with an unnatural speed and silence. One notable encounter was reported by a group of friends camping near the Bixby Creek Bridge. They were gathered around a campfire when they heard rustling in the bushes. Assuming it was a deer, they ignored it until one of them caught a glimpse of a tall, dark figure darting between the trees. The figure seemed to be watching them. Frightened, the group decided to pack up and leave. As they were driving away, one of them looked back and saw the creature standing on the roadside, illuminated by their car's taillights, before it vanished into the woods. The incident has become a local legend, with many speculating about the true nature of the beast. 5. The Silent Watcher of the Scottish Highlands. The Scottish Highlands are a hiker's paradise, with vast landscapes and ancient history. However, some trails are said to be watched by an ominous presence. The experience of Daniel MacLeod. Daniel MacLeod, a seasoned hiker, was exploring a remote part of the Highlands when he felt an overwhelming sense of dread. He described the feeling as if someone was watching his every move. Determined to continue, he pressed on but couldn't shake the feeling. As night fell, Daniel set up camp, but sleep eluded him. The sense of being watched grew stronger, and he started hearing soft footsteps around his tent. Gathering his courage, he unzipped the tent and shone his flashlight into the darkness. There was nothing there, but the feeling persisted. The next morning, Daniel found strange footprints around his campsite. They were unlike any animal tracks he had ever seen, resembling large human footprints, but with an eerie, elongated shape. He left the Highlands immediately, convinced that something unnatural was watching him. These spine-chilling tales serve as a reminder that even in the most serene and beautiful places, the wilderness can hold dark and terrifying secrets. Hikers who dare to venture into these haunted trails do so at their own risk, knowing that they might encounter something far beyond the realm of the ordinary.